Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Demystify Selling with Microsoft. And I'm very excited for my guest today, Hoon Go. And Hoon is a big part of the SMB organization. And so I'm really excited because for me, I see this as a huge opportunity for the partner community. So, Sue, welcome. I'm glad to have you here today.
Thanks for having me, Rob. Love, kind of having the opportunity to come and, talk about the SMB business for Microsoft.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about this because a lot of the people that I talk to throughout the day and the partners that I work with are very much focused in this market. And I think historically, I've been in the Microsoft ecosystem for almost 20 years now, and historically, people think that Microsoft doesn't lean in on SMB, and I think that's the furthest thing from the truth. I think it's a huge, huge opportunity, and I believe Microsoft sees that. So I'm excited to dig into our discussion today. But before we do that, maybe you could take a minute and just introduce yourself, a little bit about you and your journey at Microsoft.
Yeah, sounds good, Rob. So, hey, everyone, my name is Siew Hoon. I've been in Microsoft for now coming up to 23 years. Time does fly when you're having fun,
Yeah.
totally. And, I also had the great opportunity to kind of move across the company in multiple disciplines. So I started in with Microsoft in finance. I did that for about 16 years. And then, after that, I moved into the SMC business, which is, the small, medium enterprise business.
Mhm.
And I started with the digital sales team and I ran the sales enablement, for digital sales for a couple of years. And then 2 years ago, came and into this role to lead the global vendor digital sales team,
Mhm.
for the SMB business. So originally from Singapore, you might hear a little bit of the Singapore accents here, kind of, with me. But I've been in the States now for, almost coming up to almost 20 years. It's, again, crazy how time flies across all of that. But definitely super excited about the SMB space, right? Because, Rob, like you say, it's one where we, really, see the huge opportunity for us to grow. And in order for Microsoft to continue to grow at the rate we've been growing, like, the small, medium business and enterprises are the key focus area for us. And you can see, and I'm excited to talk a lot about it. I can go on forever about, talking about my passion for this space and how we work with partners, but we're not going to be able to, generate and grow at the rate that we want without our partners. No way. I mean, I'll tell you, no way. And so super excited to share kind of my experience, how we work with partners and with what we can continue to do more together.
Yeah, no, I'm equally as excited too, and I think this is such an important area for partners to recognize and to focus on. I think that it's the SMB is the future enterprise customer. So
Oh,
I
totally.
think that if we can, as a partner, if we can recognize the opportunity in front of us now and the journey we can go on with these customers, there's really no limit to what we can do here. So with that, maybe you could take us on a little bit of a history lesson of the VDS team and the virtual digital sales team to kind of give us a lay of the land of where it started, where it is today, and
Yeah.
then we can dig in a little more for partners.
Yeah, sounds good, Rob. So I'll start by kind of taking us back, maybe what, 5.5 years ago or so, right? Like, we used to have kind of quite disparate engagement models with our customers through our outsourced digital sales. So, if you look across globally, we have different countries doing slightly different things, and kind of the way we engage is not consistent, not the same, right? And stuff. And so about 5.5 years ago, we decided to bring all of this together into a global engine, right? One, it gives us a lot of skill. Secondly, being able to engage with our customers and partners in a more standardized manner, right?
Yeah.
And really, kind of really how also, we engage up with our other stakeholders to make sure when we go out, we go out as one. So that was the intent of us bringing together into a global engine. And so it started, with us kind of, doing what we call like a customer lifecycle management with SMB customers on a lead basis, right? Hey, we
Mhm.
know based on our propensity model, there's a good reason for us to call the customers, and we engage and kind of do that. So it's more like a signal-based motion, in a way, and the sellers are not attached to any particular customers. We just give them the next best opportunity for them to go engage with the customers in a way. And then we started with, I would say, more, generally, if I think about the role and what we do in a way, right? Like, and so the engagement at that level, I wouldn't say, from a tech intensity was at the level that we see today now, in a way. Parallel that, along the way, 5.5 years later, this engine has continued to grow. We have grown almost, double the size of where we started, 5 years ago. And I would say the talent that we have, in our space of our sellers, right? One, the technical intensity of our sellers have gotten a lot higher, right? Where it used to be maybe more quiet. Hey, I'm trying to just, sell you a product, sell you a solution. Now, yes, kind of definitely transformed to more consultative selling. So we've done a lot of work, with our sales team, right? Like truly understanding what the customers need, and kind of, you're probably familiar with what we call all rooms of the house, right? When we go out and talk to a customer, it's not, hey, I'm just trying to sell you, like M365 or Copilot, but truly understanding your needs and making sure we help you in trying to solve your business problems, and so that has been a big change, I would say, for us, in a way. And it has also kind of really, and I would say our engagement with the partners, ecosystem has also, kind of matured over the last 5 years as well. So still tons of work we continue to do, but, just to look back and see the progress we continue to make, and, and the journey we've been through together, it's just been amazing. And then right now, I would say as well, Rob, with the AI innovation, I mean, think about, right, everything my team and our sales team does is at scale. This is a skill engine, right? I mean, think about the immense amount of customers we have in SMB and the total addressable market. I mean, to your point, there's no limit in a way. Like, there's no like, hey, we're gonna like tap onto each other. Like the immense opportunity we have out there is huge. And, how do we do this at scale? And I was so excited, about all these AI innovations. And you probably have heard as well, just 2 days ago, we announced, kind of a sales agent and sales chat that's going to come true. That is like totally, what I like in our team. That's what we drive for, right? How everything we do is at scale, and, nothing more, kind of really all of the AI innovations is going to help us, accelerate that.
I feel like we could have a whole episode just unpacking that.
Totally.
But there's a couple of things that I just want to reiterate that you said there, is that this really is a scale business. And if, it's my belief that if partners recognize that, there is no limit. As you said, there's no limit to what a partner can do. There's, the total addressable market in SMB globally is, I mean, the numbers are mind-boggling. So I'm super excited to kind of continue this discussion. And I do love, and I want to just acknowledge and appreciate the fact that your team has really pivoted to be more consultative in their selling approach.
Yeah.
So it's no longer someone just trying to move a SKU.
No.
It now truly is a consultative approach, and that, the partners that understand that and align with that, I believe, will be the most successful in working with your team. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that partnership, to say, how do we collectively go as one, right? Because, even the partners I see, hey, it's an extended part of the sales team with us, right? And when we go together and as one, right, to bring what, to try to solve the customers, challenges together, and what we can, kind of leverage across different programs, offers, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's with the partners, and be able to bring, that most value to the customer. You might have heard of this, Rob, within now, in our small, medium enterprise team, we always talk about customer first, partner always, and how we put people in the center. And I love this, like that we have, because it really, and, days where we are confused, chant this, in your head, and they will tell
Yeah.
you where you should focus your efforts on. And so, that ability to go bring the customer along the journey, be able to understand their needs, be able to see how we can, use our technology to help them solve this. And when we go together as one, I tell you, like, the impact, what we can deliver, not just, of course, we all want to collectively grow our revenue top line in a
Yeah.
way. But more importantly for me is how we have helped the customer to solve, their challenges, and Microsoft's mission, right? Like, how do we
Yeah.
empower every person, every organization in the planet to, to get more, like, I
Yeah.
mean, to
To do
achieve
more.
more, like, that also is a very underlying. I think when we keep that in mind, Rob, any of this, what I call this stuff that we think is blocking us, is unimportant. Like, as long as
Yeah.
we remember what's that mission, at the end of the day, is about delivering, customer value together. I think
Yeah.
that breaks so much boundary of how we can go together as one.
I absolutely agree. If you really truly are mission driven, you're not
Yes.
just in it to get the next buck.
Yeah.
It changes the game, and I like to say that it's that win-win-win triangle that the customer wins, Microsoft wins, the partner wins, and
Win.
so if we can do that, and that really is a mission driven approach. So I
Always.
love that, Stephen. Um, what I would love to do is just hear from you a little more about your organization and how they help partners and sort of the mission of your organization when it comes to partnering with the Microsoft ecosystem or the Microsoft partner ecosystem.
Yeah, no, totally. So, so think of my team, through our, of course, outsourced partners, in a way that does a lot of that work, in conjunction with us. It's a pre-sales sales team for the SMB business, right? Primarily, I
Mhm.
would say today we probably focus a little bit more on the upper tier of the SMB customers, where we do definitely see our ability to kind of engage them, right? Be able to understand again their needs and how do we bring, our solutions to help them in that journey in a way. But our engine is also, really everything we do, we then refer once we qualify, nurture these customers, qualify the opportunity. We refer those opportunities to the partners and then work with
Mm.
them around, hey, how can we accelerate to close
Yeah.
these deals with them, and what we can bring as value, as part of this equation. Rob, you might ask to say, well, some of our partners are doing that as well. Well, I think the value, my engine brings is really one, like say, sellers who have got the technical intensity,
Mm.
right? Like one. And so, in this current, very fast, kind of evolution of innovation and technology, being able to have that technical intensity is super important. Because if you don't, like, that goes away very quickly, right? They're not
Yeah.
interested to talk about, like, less of relationship building type of, engagement, right? And really going more deeply. And so we offer that, with our technical resources we have in our team. Secondly, also, through our engine, we offer assessment and evaluations, right, that we can do with our customers to help them
Mhm.
understand their, current estate, and whether it's from a
Yep.
security, whether it's from a data, infrastructure, all of that assessment can be done, right? And then once we do that, how do we together again with the partner, right, be able to take that conversation to say, hey, kind of based on the outcome of the assessment, how can we help you, right? In that
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. So both the customers and partners, I would say, find that super, super valuable, right? To have that assessment done and then take it around the next step around how we can help them in a way. Yeah. And then, that I rely so much on the partners, Rob. I
Yeah.
can do whatever I want in the front, and if the deals doesn't get closed, like, I'm like, bum, like, I just spend all these efforts, building
Yeah.
deals, like, and so the call it whatever, the last mile or the last part to go close is so critical, Rob. And
Yeah.
so this is where, like, that partnership with our partners ecosystem is super critical. And obviously, together with our own, GPS global partner solution team within Microsoft, right? To
Yeah.
do that together with them. And, I would say in the last 2 years, we've done so much work to drive more clarity, right? Like around
Yeah.
how do we go as one. And so definitely this is, my ask, to this partner, to this partner, all the partners here around. Let's partner together and, continue. It's a two-way, I would say, feedback loop, right? Like
Yeah.
if there are feedback about, hey, Siew, the deals you give me are not really qualified and stuff. Like it gives us a good feedback loop around what we can change, right, at the front of the funnel as well. And so, but our intent is to bring new opportunities, right? Even with existing customers, how do we upsell, cross sell, together with them? Like
Yeah.
that is what, especially around the strategic priorities. If you think about security, co-pilot, all of the, the new stuff that is coming up every day, like those are the things I'm very keenly where I think we can play a role to help bring those opportunities to partner and then partner together to let's close them, right? Like you say, I love what you say, win, win, win. You like definitely a overachiever because we always say win, win. For you, you're like win, win, win. I love that.
Yeah, well, so it's safe to say then that 100%, it sounds to me like 100% of
Yep.
your business is partner driven.
Yes,
You
partner
come in
always.
and
Yep.
yeah, so that's I think really important for people to understand that how committed Microsoft is to bring these teams of sellers, consultative sellers to the game to
Yeah.
help the partner community uncover these opportunities. And I love what you say there about communication. I think people forget that, they think, oh, it's Microsoft, it's too big to, they don't hear me. But I don't believe that's the case. At
No.
least that's not how I feel when I talk to you and your team is, you're looking for that feedback. You really want that
Totally.
feedback so you can
Yes.
adjust.
Yeah, I always believe in constructive feedback, right, Rob? Like, constructive feedbacks definitely help, all of us get better, right? Like,
Hmm.
in a way, and, I think this is where, like, having the trust to go have the openness to have, those conversations is important. I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
the first person to admit, like, we're not perfect, like,
None of
no,
us are, Sue Hoon.
not. Even though I might tell my husband a different thing, like,
Yeah,
Rob,
well,
like,
you're,
but like I think with Microsoft's culture and as well, right?
yeah,
What we believe in growth mindset, right? Like it's
yes,
about not knowing it all. Like, we never know it all. But we're open to learning it, right? And improving
yeah,
together. And I truly, truly believe in that. Like, let's continue to have an open like loop around feedback both ways, right? and
yeah.
and it's the intent is always around how do we deliver the best experience to the customers. I think again what you said about Rob being mission driven, I think that
Mhm.
will remove a lot of what I call noise and be very focused on what we want to
Yeah.
achieve. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that, and I couldn't agree more. I think that that taking the approach of a mission-driven approach and communication, those are all a big part of success in for the partner and for your team, I imagine. So I'd love to shift gears a little bit and ask some more tactical questions
Mm,
for partners so they understand. When engaging with the partner community, how important is it for your team to understand where that partner lives in the sort of Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, and specifically around like solution designations, as an example? Is that something that your team is aware of
yeah.
when they're communicating with partners?
Totally, Rob. And this is so timely, right? Because, just a couple of weeks ago, we just announced the SMB solution partner destination for
Yeah.
Azure. And I'll tell you, Rob, we have a lot of partners out there, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so, for, I would say my sellers, when we are referring an opportunity to a partner, we want to make sure we're giving it to a partner that we can rely on, right? And
Hmm.
give the customer the best experience after that. And so, really the solution partner destination is a great way for us,
Right.
right? To know, hey, these partners are as invested as us
Yeah.
in delivering the best experience to the customers. And so I would say, I mean, I'll be open, right? Like when we are referring opportunities, I'm gonna like probably prioritize this set of partners
Oh,
first, who
absolutely.
I know when I pass over the customer, they're gonna give it their best experience. They're
Yeah.
gonna be able to deliver what we, promise them. together. And so, my ask and advice to all the partners is, if you have not, kind of gone on the solution partner destination, especially now we've created it specifically for
Yeah,
SMB,
I mean,
right? And so that tells you about like our obsession with growing the SMB
yeah,
business is to go and achieve those destination,
yeah,
because it opens up tons of resources, it opens up tons of programs, it opens up tons of opportunity that could come your way from, from us, and that is just the beginning of it.
yeah.
So I would say that that is how I think about like why that destination is important in this
Yeah,
engagement.
no, I
Yeah.
love that. And maybe in this sort of final minute here, we could touch on very briefly is using Partner Center for referrals. So, letting
Mm,
you and your team know what SMB accounts that the partners are engaging with. And,
yeah.
is that important to you?
Totally, totally. First of all, I must say, like, we probably don't make that experience the best for our partners in a way. And, and this is something, again, I think, within Microsoft, we've gone back and see,
Mhm.
right? When partners refer inbound, referrers to us, I would say in the past, we probably doesn't have a very distinct. A lot of time I hear feedback about, hey, I never hear back from
Yeah.
Microsoft. Some of these, like, I refer and then I never hear back about it. I would say in the last 18 months or so, we've done a lot of work, Rob. Like even before that, I would say even like in my space, we were never quite involved in inbound partner referrals,
Mhm.
right? It might be, hey, if there was something big, we hear about it and stuff. But what we have done now is, systematically through Partner Center, when those inbound leads come in, based on certain criteria and threshold, it will get piped to different
Mhm.
teams. And so now in vendor digital sales, we actually play a big part of catching a lot of these inbound referrals, especially if the ask is, hey, I need some technical resource. Hey, I need, the customer wants to talk to a Microsoft
Yeah.
person, for example. Hey, I need, to have some programs and stuff and things like that. So a lot of these are coming
Right.
in to us right now, and I love
Yeah.
those because those are not quite like totally new stuff, because a partner have been working
Yeah.
on it, and what they need is someone in Microsoft to go help them, right? Do the last bit of it. And so we love those inbound. I would say continue to submit those in a way. My only ask is be maybe very clear on what specific ask you want out of that,
Yeah.
because that can help us to be able to pipe to the right team quickly, so that we can get back to you quickly, so that would be my one ask. But know that any of this, in our space right now, we're catching a lot of those, and we love those. Even I won't give you the exact number, but even in like, first 6 months of those, we have already closed, like hundreds, almost thousand of this,
I love hearing that. Yeah.
deals that came through partners. So again, it's a
Yeah.
win-win. Like I love those to be able to play a part.
Yeah, no, I love that. And just to reiterate, the one thing that I heard there was, um, to when partners are referring deals to you, the more information they can provide and the more clarity they can provide around the specific help they need or what they're looking for from your team, that really helps you to route that opportunity to the right person out of the gate and get that ball rolling quickly, if I'm hearing you right.
Totally.
Great.
Yes, yes,
Well, Suhun, this
yes.
has been fantastic. I absolutely loved our discussion, and I hope I can have you back again sometime soon because this
Same here.
I have a million more questions, but uh,
I will let's do another one on AI innovation on sales.
I,
That is a huge passion of mine, and with these innovations coming up every day, like Rob, I mean, it's a space like, and by the way, I know a lot of our partners are trying to do the same,
yeah.
right, for their own company. And so this is a space I'm happy to share our experience, the stuff we're doing, trying, but again, right, is, imagine if you have 500 sellers,
Mhm.
this technology can make you feel like you have
Yeah,
5,000 sellers or
absolutely.
even more,
I love that
yeah,
idea,
like
and I will take you up on that for sure. Last
totally,
last
totally.
question is that if someone wants to get a hold of you, is LinkedIn the best place to do that?
Yes,
Great.
I would say so. Yeah, please reach out, LinkedIn, and I'd love to make the connection. If there's any specific asks, again, I hopefully can help direct to the right person within Microsoft. And maybe just Rob, a huge thank you for having me here. Like I say, it feels like a coffee chat with a
Yeah.
friend. I love this kind. Like I can talk forever. And then I would just want to take the opportunity to thank all the partners out there. Like just a huge thanks.
Mhm.
Like I think our growth, particularly in the small, medium, enterprises space, right? We're not going to be able to get to where we want without all of you, right? The skill of the partner ecosystem we have. So just a massive thank you, on behalf, of the Microsoft SMB business, just the partnership. And there's so much more we're going to be able to do together and, and achieve the win-win-win situation. But I'm going to use that now and rub
Please do.
everywhere.
Please do.
So yeah, three W's, yeah, across it. So just a huge thank you to all of the partners out there. I really appreciate the
Yes,
partnership.
and thank you, Siew, for sharing all your super valuable knowledge. I think that partners will really get a lot out of this conversation. So thank you, and have
Thank
a
you.
great rest of your day, Siew.